Hello, it's Patrick Cristiano, and I'm coming to you from LTV Studio for Spotlight on the Arts. I have a really special guest today, an artist friend of mine, Marilyn Church. Welcome, Marilyn.
Thank you, Patrick.
It's really a pleasure to get to do this with you.
It is.
Yeah.
Pleasure to be here.
Marilyn and I, we go back quite a ways.
Yes.
But we haven't had many times of connecting, so this is a really cool opportunity. Marilyn is an abstract artist and a court drawing. She has an exhibition currently at the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. that will be going on through October 28th. And we're going to show some of the slides from her exhibition there. Look, before we get to showing the slides, let's talk about how this happened. How did you become an artist capturing the courtroom proceedings in Washington?
Well, first of all, I always thought I would be a fine artist, and I started doing paintings right after college. But I had to earn a living, so I was doing fashion illustration. Mm-hmm. But I had a friend who was a lawyer who was defending a district attorney in Queens who was accused of a Ponzi scheme. And he said to me, "Did you ever think of doing that?" He knew I was bored with fashion. I really was bored. Mm-hmm. And I was not a television watcher. I didn't even know courtroom drawings were on television. But I got very excited at the idea of drawing from life. And I went that very next day to court. And it was jury selection, so it was fairly easy to get in. And I sat behind other courtroom artists, and I started to draw. And I just loved it. I loved it, and I said, I can do this. It's based a lot on speed, and you have to be very fast in fashion. Mm-hmm. So I had speed, and I was good at likenesses. So I put together a portfolio, and I took it to every television station and every newspaper in New York City. And I was really lucky because I was hired by ABC TV.
Oh, wow.
To do that very trial.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
what year was
I
that?
was really lucky. What year? 74.
Oh, wow.
Long time.
74. What happened? What happened on that trial? Did you?
Well, what happened on that trial was what looked easy when I was not hired and just doing these drawings. There I was on assignment suddenly with this star reporter, ABC, and I'm thrown into this, and it's day one of the trial, and the reporter wants an overall shot. He wants a close-up. He wants a shot of the jury. There were 4 drawings that had to be done in 3 hours, and in between that was a lunch break.
Wow.
So you weren't in court drawing all that time. And I was really over my head. I was so nervous and working as hard as I could. And then it was my first day working, and the reporter I was with actually said, "You want to come to lunch?" And he was a drinker, too.
No.
And I thought I couldn't say no.
Right.
But, I mean, I had to get the work done, too. Somehow it all worked out.
You went to lunch, though.
I did. I went to lunch because I couldn't say no.
But you didn't have a drink with him.
I didn't.
So how did I know?
But I managed to do it and stay on that trial, and
You rose to the occasion.
I did.
And from there on, it just got better and better.
It did. I got
easier.
6 months later, the first Watergate trial happened, and John Mitchell was accused of bribery, I think. Yeah, bribery. And the New York Times called me.
Oh, wow.
And I was just shocked, and I got it. And then when that trial started, my drawing was on the front page of the New York Times.
Oh, how cool.
Like the day one of the trial.
Wow.
And that was so fascinating to be on the subway going down to the trial and see everybody, the newspaper open, and there was my drawing. I mean, that was really exciting.
I bet, I bet. So do you get called for different trials, or do you have an assignment now? Or, I mean, because I understand the Library of Congress has 4,500 of your drawings.
They do. It was a purchase-gift combination, and that happened a few years ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which not all of them are on display in this
Oh,
exhibition.
no.
No.
98 drawings are on display, and it's a group show.
Mm-hmm. And Marilyn has a book
I do.
called The Art of Justice, which shows a lot of these drawings are in it. And then when you draw, you draw in colored pencils? Is that what you do?
I do. I use colored pencils. I use Caran d'Ache water-soluble crayons. So it kind of looks like watercolor, some of the drawing, and a little bit like pastel. But it's not, it doesn't smear. And for line, I use charcoal or colored pencil again.
And so how long does it take to do one painting, one drawing?
You know, that's hard to say.
I bet they're all different. Is that correct?
It's all different, and it's also as long as I have is the answer, which can be as short as 30 seconds or as long as all day. And it depends upon the deadline, you know, just how long you have to finish it. It's always as soon as possible.
Right.
It's when TV stations want to get, if it's news breaking, of course they want it on the air as soon and before other stations. And so there's a lot of competition to make the earlier deadline, which adds to the stress, pressure.
Oh, I'm sure you're really good at it by now.
Yeah, but it's always got that aspect to it. Yeah.
Which gives it a little
I
dose
think
of adrenaline, right?
I think it gives the drawing energy.
I
And that they are done from life under a time constraint.
I think I agree with you that that's probably what happens in that.
I like that shows in the drawing.
Cool.
I don't want to perfect that.
Let's show the viewers some of the stuff that's in the exhibition now.
Okay.
But I don't know what we have here. So this is John Hinckley, is it?
No, that's Mark David Chapman,
Oh,
who shot Lennon,
I'm sorry.
John Lennon.
Chapman, who
Yeah.
shot John Lennon.
Right.
And where was his trial?
They look similar, actually.
They-
I see why you...
Oh, okay, cool.
Where was his trial? In New York City. The night Lennon was shot, the station asked me to they didn't have any footage, and they wanted to tell the stories. So that also happens with TV stations, that we have to recreate from description what happened to Lennon. You know, the shooting scene, just...
You did that too?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I did that, and those drawings won an Emmy.
Oh, congratulations.
So that was, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
how fabulous.
It was fabulous. Unfortunately, I don't have those drawings because somehow in the frenzy of that night, somebody took them at the station, which was heartbreaking to me. I only had...
They stole your Emmy Award-winning drawings?
They did. Well, at that point, they hadn't won an Emmy. There was just John Lennon being shot and I mean, my conceptual drawing of it. Yeah, they disappeared. It was heartbreaking. I have the footage, but not the...
Oh, how dreadful.
Yes, it was dreadful.
Yeah.
But look, you know, this work is done on the fly, and things happen. I mean, you have so much to keep track of. One of them is to keep track of your drawings, because to tell you the truth, TV...
You learned a good lesson there then.
Yes, they don't value them the way...
No, no one values art the way us artists.
Right. It's yesterday's news, especially in this work.
So what else do we have? Let's show the viewers some more.
There's Puff Daddy, who now is P. Diddy, or he's gone on to
And what was his trial
other
about?
names. And what was this trial about?
Yeah.
It was about, he was accused of having a gun in a nightclub.
Oh, yes,
Shots went off.
I remember now.
And he claimed that he was running away, but he and two of his cohorts were caught escaping in a car by the police. And his explanation was that he thought someone was trying to shoot him at the club.
And did he get away with it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. In the book is the verdict. I'm sorry. I think he must have.
I think I remember him getting away with it too.
I think
We'll have to look at your book to find out for sure.
Yeah.
Neither one of us remember. What else do we have here? Who's this?
Oh, this is Donald Trump.
Oh,
Way before he was president, this was a trial about, I'm sorry, football, NFL.
and what would have, do you remember the particulars?
And, I don't. in
'Cause it's
this.
too
I
long.
remember more about Donald Trump when he was trying to divorce Ivana.
Uh-huh.
That trial is memorable, but the NFL was like not something.
What made that trial memorable?
Oh, well, they had signed a prenup, and Donald, of course, wanted to weasel out of it.
Of course.
Sure. And Ivana was very strong.
She's a tough lady.
Yeah. But of course, he had the best lawyer. I think Ivana did fine.
She did fine.
actually.
Did he weasel out of it or not?
No, he had to come up with $14 million, according to my book.
Okay. So what else do we have here? What's this?
And this is Chapman again. You have two Chapmans. And there he is holding Catcher in the Rye, which was a book that he was reading when the police picked him up
Okay.
and charged him with this murder.
There's Woody Allen, I see.
And there is Woody Allen.
Is that Mia too?
Mia is to his right,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
And this
And
was,
that's a housekeeper on the stand.
and this is when he was accused
This is when he's charged with abusing his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what Mia was really angry about was that he had taken up with her daughter,
Right.
Sonia. And so.
And this is.
And this is Jackie O.
Oh, and she was sort of trying to get a restraining order. Was that about?
Against Ron Galella,
Right,
who
I
was the
remember.
photographer, who was
Who would always
making
come
her
too
life.
close to her and harass her.
Right.
And she got her restraining order too.
Yeah, she did. She did. But the shocking thing about her in court was that she was so underdressed all the time. I mean, she wore the same thing every day, this brown jersey that was kind of old pilled, and it was so unlike our image of the elegant Jackie. But she was very nice to reporters and the artists, which shocked me as well. Yeah.
I mean, that's really who she is, though.
Well, I don't know if she was trying to appear in court as not, more like an ordinary
down to earth.
person,
More
unpretentious.
yeah. So what else? Who is there?
Oh, and that's Anthony Quinn came one day to the John Gotti trial.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Which was a surprise because I think he was hoping to be in a mobster movie, and he
Was doing research.
he was doing research.
What else do we have?
There should be another John Gotti. Oh,
There-
another Woody.
They're not. They may not be in.
Oh,
that
I
order.
see. Okay.
So we're going to have to jump around with them.
Yeah.
That's my.
Another Woody. Three Woody. Woody was one of my favorite trials, I have to say, because we got to sit in the jury box, and he's an icon of mine. I think he's great. And so it was really a treat to sit and watch him, although I have to say he was not very expressive.
No.
Trial went on for 3 weeks. We drew him every day from the jury box, so it was, and Mia too.
And how
It
was
was
Mia?
thrilling. Oh, they were both very cool and removed,
In the situation.
intense.
It was a really tough situation, though, that they were going through, too.
It was.
It really was. So what else do we have? We have some more courtroom drawings? Okay, there's another Woody Mia. Is that the end? That's all we have? Is that all the courtroom?
Oh, this is one of my paintings.
Yeah, so now let's just say, what, you want to do these now? Show these now?
Sure.
Let's put it back. Go
What's
ahead.
up to you?
Yeah, it's cool. So what is this one called?
This is painting that actually sold in the recent show that I had at Carter Burden. I think it's called Bedroom.
All right, let's, and this one is?
Oh, and that's called, oh gosh. I think it's called By the Sea, or the Red Sea.
Well, we don't have to name them.
I have a lot of paintings that are influenced by being out here, the sea.
There's one more?
Yeah. And that's the red line. Again, it's the feeling of the sea coming through. And the paintings I'm doing lately I've started painting the courtroom. They're really interesting.
You're doing a whole courtroom?
Well, I'm painting my feelings about being there at these trials. I wish I had given you one of the slides.
Oh, that would be really cool, because you've whet my curiosity. Now
yes.
I don't know what you mean by that exactly without seeing an image.
Well, I would like to show them out here. We'll see.
Besides the show that you have going on now at the Library of Congress, Carter Burden in Chelsea represents you.
Yes.
And just this last November, they did an exhibition, which is the first time you ever merged your abstract work with your courtroom drawings.
Yeah.
Before, I only saw you. I didn't even know you were a courtroom. I knew you for I don't know how long. I wanted to do an exhibition of your show, and I knew only the abstract. And it's only recently that I actually discovered you were a courtroom artist as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So how did that go, putting them together?
Well, I was shocked when the gallery owner said, I really want to show courtroom art with your paintings. And I thought, those two will never, people will just be confused about who am I, You're either one or the other in the art world.
In all worlds.
Although that's changing a lot. Artists are doing sculptures and videos and paintings and everything. And so she really wanted to do it, and she was right. It drew a lot of interest, and I sold a lot of courtroom drawings. I had courtroom drawing shows alone before and never sold any of them.
Really?
And somehow when they were combined with I hadn't sold them in a gallery setting. I have sold many courtroom drawings to attorneys and other venues, museums, but not people.
But this time in an exhibition, they actually sold in an exhibition where they never did that before, and something about mixing them with the abstract art made them more.
I don't know.
Enticing to collectors, I guess.
But I was thrilled by it, and so I'm not going to shy away from doing that again.
And how big are the courtroom drawings? Because I know you're abstract.
They're 19 by 25, just big enough to sit on my lap and draw.
Are they all the same size?
They're all the same size.
Mm-hmm. So you stumbled into something you didn't even know you were going to stumble into, and it became your life's work. It's amazing.
That's true.
One of the themes that have come up in doing the show is destiny, and do you feel that that's a destiny?
I can remember being a child and seeing courtroom drawings in Life magazine and being thrilled by them. Some artist actually went and sat and listened to that and did that drawing. It was so thrilling to me. And then I just thought, well, that was that. There was a magazine that did that once, and that's the end of that art. I literally did not watch TV. I did not know
that this was a even possible
No.
place for you to flourish.
No, it was serendipity. It fell in my lap. But I grabbed it.
And I've always been fascinated by courtroom drawing too. So I was really fascinated when I found out that this is something that you did. I mean, I would sense an awe of how they do this so fast and capture, real likenesses of these people at the same time, and emotion. You get emotion all at once. It's quite mind-boggling. So you also have this book.
Yes, I do.
This book was published 2008, did you tell me?
2008, I believe. And it's like a walk through, I don't know if you can see it this way, you want to hold it?
I'll hold it.
It's a walk through the history of courtroom trials in not only New York, but mostly New York. New York, New Jersey, some Washington, D.C.,
Well, let's just zoom in on this Bernard Goetz, because it's really interesting. Can we show them this one or not? No.
No,
Too much, too hard? Oh, here we go.
there you go. Well, it's a little hard to see, but it's Bernard Goetz in the civil trial where he's confronting one of the teenagers he shot because they were trying to rob him on the subway. Mm-hmm. And he ended up in a wheelchair, so he was suing Goetz for damage.
Right. Which is now. How do you get selected for each one of these trials?
Well, I had a contract with ABC and the New York Times for many, many years. Mm-hmm. And it changed around 1995, where artists after that, TV stations had less money. Before that, each station and newspaper had their own artist. So if there was a news-breaking trial, I was assigned. Mm-hmm. And after 95, I think, they had less money, and so the same artwork, the artist could sell to many stations. Oh. And they could pay less, and the artist would get more. So it was a good deal, in a way, if you were one of the artists that didn't get eliminated in that.
And you weren't. You were.
No.
So it was a good deal for you.
Yeah, it was a good deal.
And it helped your work flourish, actually, in a way.
Yeah, well, yes. Yeah. Well, I've always been lucky with it. I've done most of the big name trials up until I started doing less in about 2010.
By choice.
Because I'm painting. If you're not available on call all the time, they have to use someone else. And I'm out here painting a lot. And I get, if there's a lot of advance notice and it's something that'll work out, I still go and do it.
So you're a resident of Amagansett and New York.
Yes.
But you spend your summer out here.
Yes.
So you come out here and you stay, right?
I do. I'm here.
Because you just came out about a week ago, is that right?
No. I came out June 15th.
Oh, okay.
I've been here since that, or June 12th. And I'll go back.
It seems like a week ago to me.
I know. The end of September, I'll go back, Yeah. I love this time of year.
So do trials happen in this time period that you would not?
Well, they do.
But not really? It's not...
But I wouldn't even go, I wouldn't commit to go like the Bill Cosby happened just recently.
Yes.
But I'm here. When I'm here, I'm here. So I miss those. I do private commissions when a lawyer wants a drawing for his office. That's a great thing, because that's the only time I don't have that pressure of the deadline. So I could stay.
Let's tell our viewers, too, where they can, you have a website, don't you?
I have a website, marilynchurch.com.
Marilyn
And, just my name, .com. And this book is on Amazon. This book is available.
They can find it all over the place. It's a really cool book that gives you the history of what happens in our legal system with some famous people. It's beautiful.
Right.
It's a stunning piece.
Yeah, it covers celebrities, as you said, mobsters, civil rights, so many things. The World Trade Center,
And there's
bombing. That was.
And the descriptions of the trials and what happened and the
So
verdict.
I did it with a reporter, Lou Young, and he wrote the stories, and I wrote what it's like to be an artist covering them.
So that's now, what year did you say you started again? 70 what?
74.
74, so that's 30, 26,
I'm losing.
36,
and
7 is 43 years you've been doing this.
Yes.
So the exhibition that has 4,500
Well,
4,500 paintings in the Library of Congress, but not in the.
Of which they selected.
How many?
98 are in the show, but it's a group show. They're not only mine. There's about 6 other artists in the show.
So how many do you have in it about?
Oh, I didn't count.
Just roughly. Make it
10,
up.
at least 12, something like that.
So any of the ones that we showed?
Some of those from those trials, there's a Gotti one in there and a Chapman, and others that you didn't show, like Robert Chambers and Bernie Madoff is in there. Martha Stewart.
No,
I didn't see Martha Stewart up there. I thought I gave you a Martha Stewart.
I thought we did too, but she didn't pop up for some reason. I thought we had a Martha Stewart one too.
She was a challenge to draw. Beautiful women are a challenge to draw.
What makes them challenging?
Because the features are perfect. So nothing stands out as being different. That's what, if you have very little time to draw somebody, you want to zero in on the shape of a chin is jutting out, or eyes are beady, like in Gotti's case, or, you know, something like that. And she has, nothing stands out. Everything is kind of bland and good looking.
She's just very generically beautiful.
Yeah, and she was difficult anyway to draw because she didn't want to be drawn. She was very, she had this patronizing attitude towards the jury, and she constantly would throw her head forward, and this blonde hair would cover her face, and it was
She knew what she was doing, right?
She did. She knew what she was.
She's a smart lady.
My life miserable.
She's just trying to make sure that she wasn't being drawn. I don't think she was trying to make your life miserable. we have about 15 seconds.
Oh.
So the show may be extended at the Library of Congress. They're talking about it, and they're also talking about it traveling, right?
Yes.
So it may travel. But if you know, the book is available too. You can see the work. Thank you.
The number you have
You are
dialed
very
is not
welcome.
in service at this time.